All right, so we're getting ready to start this srt4 project right here. I just kind of want to go over it, point out a couple things that were done wrong that we're going to be addressing, and fixing some of these mods that were done and adding to them so that we can get the best potential out of this thing. So basically, we got this thing missing the transmission. You can kind of see, obviously, nothing's in here. They kind of have everything pulled apart. There was no support on here. It does have the stock mount. It's actually torn out, but we're going to be upgrading that. We're missing both. We're missing every timing cover on this. So we are upgrading our timing covers and putting a clear cover on. I did kind of like how they had the hoses running to the wastegate over here to control the boost, laying right on top of the manifold, man. Like, these were bendable plastic lines, but they are no longer like that. Looks like we have some nice wiring here that we're going to have to go back over and repair. We got some other stuff that's tapped in here that's run into some stuff, so we're going to have to see what all that is. We got wires here. I don't know what this is. Wires there. Just a big mess. By looking at the turbo, it's not quite exactly clocked right. All the turbo lines, just the way that they have these things running, man, I'm going to be getting down in here and replacing this stuff because they're just a mess. I mean, I guess it works. It's done. We're looking at it right now. So they have the old style cover that used to be available for AGP for the hot side, and then they have a cover on here. So I'm probably going to take this stuff off. I'll find a new heat shield for the turbo. So we're going to have to order that. And then we'll get that in, get that straightened out. But let's just do a quick walk around. It looks like it has a really nice AGP front mount that looks pretty decent. Nothing's trimmed here for the bumper fit. A real, I believe this is a real Viper badge. You know, so it's got some Viper DNA, I guess you could say. Older team coilovers. You know, the paint's not quite the best. It did have some repair here. Got your fancy depot taillights and a side exit exhaust. But we got a lot of upgrades that we're going to be doing in here and fixing. So we have, someone was trying to relocate our battery with some very giant wiring here. I don't know, what is that running over there to the other side? My goodness, look at this. What is this hose for? So we got a bunch of stuff we're going to be taking out. We're actually getting rid of the steering wheel. This is, I mean, I just don't like any of these quick release wheels. This thing has cracks and stuff. Imagine having a small accident and putting that into you. So we're getting rid of that. Looks like it has a true boost. So we'll probably rewire that up for boost control, AEM, AFR, which we don't know what works or what's good because this is how we got this. Looks like they had a watt box wired up here at one time. We're going to be getting a plug and play harness for that thing. Seat's starting to show its age. We got some fancy belt covers here, which we're going to pull off. The plan is to get everything fixed up and worry in here. Look at this. Apex, I don't know, some kind of tuner or adjuster or something. We've got the horn thing unplugged. Do I have the key? Yeah, we got the key. Let's check this out. So, in the back seat, we have another engine harness. I don't know, some piping. Here's the trans mount. The clutch fork is actually pretty nice. What is this here? Like that's an OEM one. Very little wear, but it's actually pretty nice. Not much wear. Here's kind of a peek into the trunk. Let's see what kind of a mess we got here. Look at this. Now that's a mess. We've got a couple axles, some hard pipes, bunch of stuff that we're going to have to go through here, pick out what's best, get stuff cleaned up in the parts washer, get this thing assembled. I think it might have had 3-bar sensors on it already. This was the one I believe was on there. Looks like we got the bracket so we can relocate the battery up front. Just a bunch of stuff that we got to go through. All right, let's check out underneath. Let's see what we can find. Oh, look at that. We've got a progressive aftermarket sway bar. I believe that's part of the battery hold down here sticking through the floor. Or something. Something was back here. 15 coilovers. Looks like it is the MPX exhaust, but we got some kind of a bracket. Oh, it's missing the bushing there. so it actually has the bracket, so we can get that pulled up. I'm gonna slide in underneath here. Let's take a look. And they had something going on up in here they were trying to mount, but we need a bushing here. Looks like somebody did try to make a mount for that at one time. This was re-welded. Got some holes here. Not quite sure what the deal was with this. Rods welded through with some wire. Looks like we'll be trimming them off along with that extra wire. They got the wastegate dump tube coming down here. Looks like a pretty decent pipe. The aftermarket sway bars in the front. Control arms look like they were replaced, so we're good there. All right. I'm gonna try to roll out up front, and then I'll come in from the front and I'll show you what it looks like up in there. That way we know what we need to upgrade. We got stuff to refer back to. And yeah, I'll see you there. Hey, what do we got up front here? You got a flashlight you can grab me?
Where are they?
Right there, a big one. No, that's too big.
Why are you so big for?
Look right in front of you, top of the toolbox. That right there is a flashlight. It's
Where?
red. It's Milwaukee.
This?
Up top, up.
This?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, flashlight?
Yep.
I thought it was a charger.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Apparently not what I thought it was.
All right, now we're looking down underneath here. Hopefully we don't have anything messed up with this bolt. Look at that. That's pretty interesting. And then it does, this is actually a really good hard pipe, the Exhaust Depot. These are no longer available, but they're pretty, that's a pretty good unit there. We'll have to double check all our wheel bearings. Looks like brake caliper on the driver's side was replaced. Looks like it was just the driver's side control on the passenger side wasn't done. We do have some deterioration there in that ball joint, so we'll double check all that. So this is what we see down here. It's actually not too bad. Look, we got some damage here on this core support. We're going to have to pull the front bumper cover and get that all pulled out. The factory bolts were cut off instead of used to mount the intercooler correctly. Yeah, we got a lot to straighten out there. So we'll get to that once we get the motor out. I know I'm going to have a lot of stuff. Like I said, I'm going to have to cut whatever that stuff is off of there. We have a lot of upgrades, like I said, that we're going to be doing to this car. And this is just kind of looking this thing over here real quick to see what we got to get at. You know, who would have thought? Very nice intake duct to the turbo right there.
Classic.
So we're working on, we're going to get this off. It looks like this pipe here
Needs to come off.
is going to have to be unbolted down there. There should be 4 bolts, and then this
have to come off to get your.
yep, and then this has to be unbolted. It's kind of like a, you kind of have to do those all at the same time. But we'll get a jack. We get a jack under here. We can jack this engine up and then lean it forward because we actually have a lot of pressure on that because the exhaust is actually supporting a lot of this motor along with these engine mounts. And it was towed here like that, so that's why we're replacing that mount and upgrading that. So
It might be easier to just take them out.
all right, well, that's just a quick look over. This is going to be the start of this build series. I'm going to do some unboxing. I got a bunch of parts here. I've got new stuff. We're reinstalling the air conditioning, a new fuel system, timing stuff, resealing everything with the turbo, along with replacing everything with the timing belt cover set. So it's going to be a lot of stuff that needs done and a lot of stuff you're going to see. So watch the next one.